move around quick anyway. I think he's more someone who just moves step by step, really gathers all of the information he gets and makes use of them.
Yeah, speaking of Eamonn, had a bit of a rough start. 36%, not too bad, but also not too good. Can definitely improve that, but 53% precision, which is up there with Kirani and Zigzag, so definitely nothing to be ashamed of. You know, sometimes the numbers in the beginning can be a bit lower in the win rate department, but it should even out in the long run. 41 second guess time, which, you know, as we saw in Kirania and Zigzag, compared to those two, it's a bit longer, but I kind of see it. I kind of think Eamonn likes to look around and take his time.
Yeah, and as you already said, the win rate isn't really something we should look at so far into the leagues. It's week 3, they only played 3 times, but more as the precision, which is more important. Yeah, and we have a 53% here for Amerain as well, so not too bad at all. And a bit quicker on the guesses, and by a bit, I mean 10 seconds or more than 10 seconds is a lot. 30 seconds guessing time is somewhere in the sweet spot, I would say. Not too fast, not too slow.
Yeah, it obviously depends who he's playing against. If Amerain played against players who guess faster, he also has to guess faster. But as you can see, 53% on both sides. So as you can see, you have to be consistent to get here. Let's be honest. You have to be consistent in the qualifiers. But yeah, Eamonn in place 13, playing against Amerain, who's all the way in the back with 37. But I think a 2-0 game against Eamonn could go a long way, and he kind of needs it.
Yeah, he can definitely pull something off here. And we start off in, it seems to be Chile. Yeah.
Chile, and we have a town name, Vallenar.
Vallenar to the south, so we are somewhere between Copiapó and Vallenar. On the 5 probably, with how the road is built up.
Yeah, let's not scan for Ritorno, guys. That is not a place name I've learned the hard way.
We have been there, we have been there. But yeah, we have them both on the 5. Amerain looking for something that lines up.
That looks very good to me. So.
Yeah, that's a good guess. Yeah, we were a bit further south on the road. They're both getting it, of course. But first points going to Eamonn.
Yeah, Chile, a country where you definitely need to learn those names on these long roads because, you know, the country is very stretched out. And is this what I think it is? Is this New Ecuador? I haven't really looked at Ecuador with this car, but...
Should be. I don't know how far inland you get it now, because they start off in Quito with this car, and then it got a bit outside the city, but I think we should still be around, yeah.
It is around. I think there's some coverage in Ambato, so you might maybe was thinking about that.
Yeah, it looked very rural. It didn't look like we are next to the capital, so can't blame the guess there.
Yeah, that's kind of how those windy roads are. I mean, nobody really lives on those roads, but obviously you live in a big city. And big cities, big countries. I think we might be in Brazil here, and we have a phone code. I couldn't really read it, but I think Eamonn knows.
Nope, neither could I, but we have round poles which you get more south in the country, especially in Sao Paulo, where Eamonn also guessed.
We have Prefeitura de Taubaté sign, so maybe he knows where that is. He is in Sao Paulo and looks for it.
Yeah, I can't find it on his map yet, but...
It is there.
So closer.
If you combine both the infos both players have, you can definitely 5K that location. Eamonn had the phone code, Amerain had the town name. Combined, could find that more easily. But some nice damage for Eamonn to start off the game.
Definitely. And we are in, seems like Russia. We have pretty big mountains, foggy coverage, which you get more around the eastern side, around Ulan-Ude, I thought. But I'm not too sure.
There's a town name on Amerain's screen, but it could be a very small one, and it looked very long and very hard to read. Eamonn has the same sign now. I think I like Ulan-Ude as a guess, just because of the fogginess. I could
especially
be wrong.
These type of mountains, I don't think you get them in a lot of places. Besides that, similar
found
coverage.
Another town name, so maybe makes a better guess now. But Eamonn has the same signs available. Now goes a bit closer and zooms in instantly as well.
Yeah, he's guessing on the label, pretty much moves a bit further south.
Does Amerain have it? I think he does. I think Amerain is in the right town. It's not very far away from Eamonn, but...
Yeah.
Very nicely
good
played.
usage of the info there, yeah, definitely.
And this is kind of what I heard from players, that Amerain definitely very strong in the moving part, finding town names like that, because that wasn't the biggest town in all of Russia. It looked quite small.
That was definitely the type of round where you had to combine the looks and the info. So you pretty much have to make a region guess and then scan inside that region where you think it is. And we are in Australia with this car. We should be in a national park.
Where exactly is very hard to know.
It is, yeah.
Eamonn just slamming it down near Sydney, I kind of like that because that's where most trackers are. But it is a bit more north in New South Wales. Both players getting the right state in Australia, but Eamonn taking 1.7k damage.
Yeah, by default you should click somewhere where they guessed. So, both makes sense to me. I would have ended up there as well, probably. And we move on to a Poland round. We have those yellow yield signs. Which
also
are
Polish trees, obviously, the famous Polish trees.
We have the Polish trees, Polish bollards, Polish buildings, Polish A-frame pole.
Amerain has a town name. This looks like a very small town. You might have seen a phone number. He goes near Warsaw, both going there, so I think they both found the O2 phone code. We have a town called Plonk almost.
Yeah. And Amerain plonked in Plonsk, but it was just east of Warsaw.
Not a lot of points, but on these multipliers, it is actually a lot of points.
Yeah, and we move on to a Japan round here. They are both happy it's a moving game.
Yeah, you definitely want to go at least to pole and send.
Yeah.
Or even better if you find a road number.
Yeah, there's always these clues in Japan, like especially poles, I would say, which you get almost everywhere. And they
finding one.
Good info.
I'm in Eamonn. Always looking at the attachments.
Yeah, I don't think the attachments help too much here.
Amerain, look at the text.
We had a good pole top there. I couldn't make it out in time though. Which attachment that was. The stickers are very generic. I'm not sure which one these are. However,
a yellow one here.
This is Shikoku.
We have I think it should be Chukoku or something.
Yeah.
Either Shikoku or Chukoku.
It was Shikoku.
Okay. Eamonn is on it. Another 1.4k. Amerain shaking his head.
Yeah. Not happy about that guess, especially with Eamonn building up this lead.
Because with the pole plates, you technically have not enough information to get a good guess in, so it always feels bad to get it wrong in Japan with the pole plates. Because they're like, okay, I just forgot which one those are.
Yeah, and we are in Ghana with these mountains. I'm not sure if we are east of the country.
You didn't mention the Ghana tape, actually.
No, we didn't.
Shout out Ghana tape.
Ghana tape.
Big ups.
Every year we have an eastern guess. It makes sense with the terrain, but we are driving north, which is a bit weird. For
he goes in the lake.
East.
It is where he was first, and
is that still game?
Amerain says GG, and it is GG.
It is. Wow, Eamonn is happy to still get the win there. He would have not been happy if that wasn't enough by changing to the lake, but yeah, taking the winning game here.
And now it gets really hard for Amerain, I think. I'm afraid Eamonn is a bit more favored in the no-move game as well as the NMPZ, so he will have a hard time. I think in no-move, everything is possible just because all the players are good enough to win against each other, and it's just a matter of who is more consistent.
Definitely. I would say the same, but especially on rounds like this.
Yeah, Gelotris, you're the expert here. I am the host. I can say, hey, I need my expert.
Yeah.
But
this time I think it could be north. We
north
again have the concrete slapped road, which you see a lot in the Philippines. Also, the car looks like it's driving on the right.
We actually have the exposed back, so it definitely should be like the northwestern part of Luzon.
Yeah, especially what we call the dry season.
Yeah.
Is very commonly
Eamonn
found.
knows he's on the right spot where the car is found.
Yeah, definitely.
Amerain not far away. He's like, how did he get that? Like, actually, the car is very helpful in that one. It is very limited as where it could be in the north. Eamonn, obviously, knowing that one.
Yeah, knowing that. Gave him a couple points, not too many. It was only round 1. But jumping over to round 2 now.
Car meta at this time.
Looking at the car, but I didn't see any info on it. This is an interesting round.
Yeah, I didn't think US here at all. I didn't see that sign, but it's actually US.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
Especially
the building and some type of sign. Oh, it was Utah.
Wow. Even not only getting the right country, he's getting Utah. It's very hard to get. I think I always click the 4 corners monument there just because I don't know in which corner we are. It's kind of the best hedge in the US there is.
Yeah, especially with how green it was, I think it makes more sense to go a little bit more north because it gets more dry and deserty towards the south. But yeah, you can definitely also have green mountains in the south.
Speaking of green, we have green blur here, and green blur in Sweden is mostly found on the island of Gotland, and I hope Amerain knows that. Maybe he didn't notice the green tint, but I think this should be Gotland. It's not.
It's
not. He proved me wrong. He proved me wrong. Eamonn is like, yeah.
Can definitely happen inland. Sometimes, very rarely, but...
Damn. That's why I'm not playing, guys.
In favor for Amerain.
Talk. Make my guesses, and if they're wrong, it doesn't matter. We have India.
With this camera quality, this car...
Is that a trident
like
pole?
We have holy pole. I think we have holes in the poles, so it should be Gujarat, yeah.
So did Amerain send Gujarat? I'm not quite sure. I
mean, I only see Gujarat on his map, so... Oh, he didn't.
He's not... I didn't see it in the first glance either, but then you mentioned it and I definitely saw something was wrong with the poles.
I don't know if he missed it. I saw it on Eamonn's screen, so I don't know if Amerain even zoomed on it.
He definitely will be annoyed by that because it's just one of the very known metas in India because it's very reliable. And speaking of
this is
reliable, I don't have a reliable guess here.
Nope, not at all. It looks pretty cold. We have a lot of birch trees. I thought of Canada, but I'm not sure about a region guess. However, we have Eamonn committing Nova Scotia, which is pretty
sure if it's Nova Scotia or Quebec. Not sure.
Yeah.
And it is Quebec.
It was.
At those types of roads, it's very hard to see where you are.
Yeah.
It was a bit rocky.
Eamonn could afford to make a committed guess there with his health. But yeah, Amerain striking back a little bit. And we are in Peru, should be somewhere around the Lake Titicaca with this landscape. Is what I thought.
Should not be far away from it, like somewhere west of Juliaca.
Or west, yeah.
Wouldn't go too close to Arequipa, but yeah, could be in between those two places. But there was a window for Amerain to win, actually. I think there was enough points on the table on that Canada round to win the game with the 3x multiplier.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He still took a few points off him, don't get me wrong, but definitely was more there. He was very close to Arequipa. I'm not sure if I like that. I would just go a bit more conservatively like Eamonn, but who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I could see it even, being, it was south of the lake. Makes a lot of sense. I think both went very fine, and I don't know if they want to play it safe or didn't want to commit this time, maybe, especially after last round. It took Eamonn's confidence maybe to commit.
Ooh, speaking of confidence, it looks like Australia. Was about to say this looks like New Zealand, but it's definitely not. We have a bit of a winery, which is a thing. Definitely regional, but I'm not sure where I would go here.
Yeah, we have Australian bollards, signs on the left, pretty mountainous.
Tasmania, guessed by Amerain.
Yeah.
Eamonn also hovering it, so
let's
see if he guesses there.
Especially with those mountains and those spiky grass, what we call it. Both good clues for Tasmania, and they are both in it. Eamonn slightly closer.
Slightly closer, but
picking
almost
up good
enough.
Points. Yeah, Amerain can't afford any mistakes now. Only on 318 health.
This point in Eswatini round would be enough to knock him out.
Yeah.
So, but he gets a very big country again. There's a pole again, though. That looks like an Assam pole with the offset top.
I agree. More in the west. I really like Eamonn's guess.
Yeah, it is very dry for Assam.
Ooh.
It could not be Assam. The poles are not 100%, but yeah, this looks like Assam. And Eamonn
again
takes it.
Had a tough time on his India guesses in this duel, I would say.
Yeah, that's why you learn your India poles, guys. You could take a game 2-0 just like that.